Tea.
Is that how we start saying what we're doing? I found it interesting to start a podcast called Day Drinking, where I'm on the wagon.
Yeah.
Doc, not day drinking.
There's no drinking.
Not for a while. There will be in the end.
Fine.
Because that's how I always imagined if I was going to do a podcast, it would be more Bill Burr style, to camera pissed out of my head, saying, "Let me tell you another thing about the."
Yeah. But no, and you didn't want to try the non-alcoholic versions of things.
What's the point?
They're full of sugar, I think. I'm not sure.
I'm quite happy, like we did on holiday.
There's lots of them now, though. There's lots to choose from. Beers and ciders. Oh, I don't know about the cider.
Well, like that
wine.
Buff Dudes thing we were looking at, they said
They're
that
excellent.
they could, and they also said they could taste it. I don't know if you watched that far, but when he was talking about his no alcohol thing, he said they were drinking non-alcoholic beers.
Oh yeah.
And then when he went, one of them said when they went back onto alcohol, they could actually taste the alcohol in the drink, and they didn't like the alcohol taste.
Right. Okay.
Where I'm the opposite. I enjoy the taste of the alcohol, and quite frankly could live without the rest of the flavours in it, and just give me the, slightly oily ethanol.
That's alcohol.
Yep.
Okay.
Thanks. I can. You remember the stuff I used to make? Pretty much as it came off the still was fine by me. Water it down a little bit and.
I haven't read the news yet. Anyway, I'm just going to do a short one this morning.
Yes, well, we have the neighbours' children here picking up rocks.
Singular.
Individual.
Rock kid.
Picking up rocks and putting them in a skid steer bucket.
Because we live somewhere that is very rocky.
We do. And as I said, we are learning the variability of neighbours' children, where there are 4 to choose from. That's not true. How many are there?
4 and 2.
4 and 2, that's right. Because I was going to say, no, there's 5. And I was going, no, there's more than that. So, no, they're the Brady Bunch. There's 6 of the bloody things.
They are the Brady Bunch.
But, yes, so, as you and I know, yesterday we've seen the variability of children. You went from one that was very quiet but conscientious to the next one that said, I've got enough money anyway, I don't care, I'm going home. Lasted 3 loads of a bucket, and that was a rap jack. And now today's one, who's a little bit older and seems to be to have a good attitude, so hopefully he'll go better. But as I said, because there's so many cooks in the kitchen with those children, because it's a blended family, which we refer to quite traditionally as a whole bunch of broken homes. Like it takes one of them to mention, I'm picking up rocks in the neighbour's parent, and my back hurts because I'm sore, and it's all of a sudden you've
pocket money though. I've always done chores for pocket money.
Sure, but these days I'm more concerned about just a whinging, because that'll be the first
a whinging parent.
The first parent that whinges, it's like, well, I'm out.
God, it's so
because
mollycoddled.
Because they're mollycoddled. But that's the other thing, because they also complain about, when I was a kid I could go and earn things. Yeah, because no one gave a shit if you scratched yourself when you...
Yeah, climb a tree, fall down, put a band-aid on it, put some Dettol. Remember Dettol?
Dettol, mercurochrome.
I never had mercurochrome.
I went looking for that, and they've
A Bandit, have they?
Oh, yeah.
Behind the counter?
No, it's like... Well, it was just the one of the more original... I'm guessing.
That was the red stuff, right?
Yeah. And I'm imagining it was mercury oxide or something like that.
They used to give that at school.
Well, it used to be the powdered version of that used to be the used to be the cure for the clap back in the day. So you get a really long pipette, you grab the prick, run it right down there, and then just pull it out and put mercury powder all up through it.
That sounds great.
Well, it'll make you think twice about getting the clap again. Not like now where it's just one.
Have a pill.
Yeah, have some azithromycin in case it's chlamydia, and a shot of caflaxin in the bum.
No.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you. But no, I remember that's when you'd know that something had bad happened at school, because you'd come home, you'd have red bits all over you.
Again, it was the 80s, is like...
Because you fell down on the asphalt.
Red-stained scab knees. Was pretty common. So I'm assuming it was. Again, I'm not a chemist, but it would be it'd be some something mercury powder's not really compatible with
mercury.
life. So yes.
Got all
it
the
certainly
bugs
had
in this house. There's 1, 2,
yeah,
3,
it's full of
4,
spiders.
4, 5, 6 spiders, plus a cricket. Must fumigate. Anyhow. But yeah, so we've got that. And then I need to go and do some stretching because
Of our health kick.
yes.
So yes. So I've gone from 100.
So we've got a whoop strap now,
yes,
which is
we
good.
have a
It
whoop
turned
strap.
up yesterday.
I still don't know what half of the data is yet.
No.
But I think it, like your Fitbit, it needs a week to
Settle in and get some readings.
figure out some sort of baseline and go from there.
So yeah.
But I've been looking up what some because again, show me an EKG and blood like oxygen stats and fine, that all makes sense. But all the new ones is heart rate variability and things like that, where they're just saying they think they're a more valuable measurement, tells you more than something like an ECG, where it requires an undergraduate medical science degree to go, oh look, that's not working very well. But I don't think you can get that from heart rate variability. Well, again, I don't know either. But my heart rate variability for a man of my age sucks. So does yours.
Well, that was the problem though. As I said, I went looking in the app because I wanted them to show me, right, you're this age, you're this weight, you're this tall, someone comparable, what's there to see whether or not I'm above or below average, really? And there's none of that. So I'm not sure if it's good, bad,
because
or
you
otherwise.
said it was removed for.
I think I googled it and someone had asked on one of the forums and someone surmised that perhaps it was because of privacy.
It was a supposition. It wasn't
Yes,
actually.
yes.
Oh, okay. Well,
But they definitely said it was there and now it's not.
you do get with those sorts of things. What does
So I
come?
find that interesting.
Well, it is interesting, but what you will also find as a washed-up academic, I'll say to you, a lot of those sort of things, do they consider it testing on humans, and therefore it comes under the Nuremberg laws? And
God. It's not testing. You're providing your data.
Well, I always argue about that when you're providing data to AIs and things. It's like, is that actually testing on humans? Because we're certainly there's certainly a grand social experiment going on lately. But yeah, with that medical data, it might be more cut and dry. But that being said, all you need.
Is it?
Well,
is it medical data?
Yes.
I know, but it's not like.
No, it's
basic.
Whether or not you will. Well, again, you'd be able to. Well, the first two things would come up to you because, say, from a university's perspective, it's really easy. The university council has gives authority to an ethics board, and then you've got to pass the ethics board because testing on humans is unbridled testing on humans has always worked out really, really well.
I'd argue the testing point. You're not testing anything on there.
From there, it's the thin end of the wedge argument. A survey is testing. Like you'd have to get ethics for a survey.
Right.
So some
That's weird.
Idiot third-rate sociologist asking their opinion on basket weaving.
Yeah.
If there's a survey to fill out, that's testing on humans. It's the thin end of the wedge because they go, we're only yes, absolutely, and that's why on all that stuff China's cleaning our clock because what is ethics?
Yeah, mostly.
But I mean, if you want to go and genetically modify a couple of your daughters to give them slightly higher IQ and immunity to the AIDS virus, well, that's the country to do it in.
And how many of the lower spectrum things did they give away for COVID vaccines? Like
all of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
no.
All right. That's not important right now. Let's just move on.
Don't have to tell me that.
Yeah.
I understand completely. Because even during its heyday, so let me talk about. I don't know how we've gotten onto bioethics, but anyway, let me talk about literally 10 years ago, and when I was with another company that shall remain nameless, a large Australian gambling firm, which is traded on the stock exchange, a large one, not the small one. One of the guys there, his girlfriend was a biomedical science
researcher, or
I think she might have been a PhD candidate. In the end, I think she became an MD.
Yeah,
but doing all her research in China under the university. So this has.
Is that how they get around it?
Yeah. So it's just like to get around ethics, they just go and do the research in China. But it's still being sponsored. Like, what does this sound like? But it's still being sponsored by the Western university. Like,
ethics is cultural too, so can be.
Oh, very much so.
Yeah.
I mean, politics is cultural.
Exactly.
It's just when it's like, I don't give a fuck about, when what you're experimenting on is humanised mice.
Yes, I don't.
And it's just
I'd rather test on humans. Mice can't give their consent.
Do you think? Well, allow me to retort. If somebody was giving how. There's then the notion of informed consent, and how informed can the consent possibly be?
Well, yeah.
Unless you're only taking,
Certain
biomedical
IQ.
science graduates, in which case, then the testing isn't very good, is it? Because you're only going to be from one very narrow position.
But just at a basic level,
yes. To get cancelled once more, I couldn't give a toss, quite frankly. Like, I mean, certainly from a human point of view, if you're dumb enough to agree to volunteer for something, well. Good luck. But then there's things like in Australia, like we definitely and quality studies anyway. You can't pay them to do it, but in the States you can pay them. You can pay them
to do them whatever.
Especially a lot of the. And again, if you're looking at all the
life is cheap in certain countries, so it doesn't really matter.
It's expensive here, but it's cheap pretty much everywhere else.
Yeah.
Well, that ends the segment on trends on mercury oxide and medical ethics.
Anyway,
not much else to discuss. I had a look at the the local news segment. There was just that crash with the
poor girl and the poor horses.
Poor horses, which I didn't mention to you. They said fatigue is the thing because it was at 2:00 in the morning. So
yes, it's a factor, but the bigger factor is the fact that she didn't have the right vehicle for the right towing.
So, for the benefit of those watching in the future, yes, we know somebody involved in it.
Made a very, very big mistake.
Yes, so that you have four horses and a horse float that can hold 4 horses being pulled by a car with a tow limit of 3.5 tons.
Apparently, well over a ton over the limit.
And as with everything, you've got something heavier than the front, and then you turn and it just keeps pushing. So, which is
poor horses all had to die.
Which is a callback to.
I think. Didn't you say 2 died
2
on impact and 2 had to be put down by a vet? And
they would have exploded.
Someone got airlifted to Melbourne and none of the humans died, but I think they're not well. But young 20-year-old female driver, but apparently had horses. That's what I'm saying to you. Did she have a brain fart? Like
clearly, but whoever. Well,
who let her? She's an adult.
She's an adult, but our friend had said he's surprised that the mother. Let her go with that, like it was a poor setup. Yeah. And even he said it should have, like those sorts of things. If it's because it's surprising, a 4-horse trailer should almost be a.
I didn't think it had anything other than a fifth wheel clamp thing at front.
If it was on a fifth wheels will be in the middle of the tray.
Yeah,
that's where the
Ask
fifth
my
wheel
horsey
is.
People.
Yeah,
I've never towed I've towed a trailer and that's it. Yeah. But I've seen plenty of horse floats.
Yeah, so the fifth wheel things are a pintle in the middle of the tray, and you're commonly found on big trucks. F-250s, big Dodgers. Things like that. I mean, you can't, it's pointless putting them on a tiny one.
That's what I mean. I don't understand how she
physically
got it to move.
No.
Fuck me dead.
Low gears,
Jeez, okay.
It'll move, but yeah.
Be a bit of...
Oh, yeah. No, there's,
So all sorts of wrong.
Yeah, so anyway, there's...
great.
There's that's physics for you. And again, I was going to say a callback to old mate that believed the Earth was flat and that Newton's laws weren't a thing.
Don't apply.
Well, that was Newton's second law. That one. That
sucks.
But
apparently there was a good thing. Again, we were told that I don't know whether the driver or a passenger had an app on their.
I think it's the actual Apple phone.
And it sent immediately messages to police.
So they said no one called the police. The phone determined there was an accident, and the police arrived within 8 minutes.
Yeah, which is excellent.
Which I find very hard to believe. Anywhere on the planet,
here,
especially here. So that I think
and
comparatively,
it was rural, like it wasn't in town. The accident.
So I was going to say, comparatively, that's like if Tasmania police arrive in 8 minutes to an accident, that'd be like anyone else. They were already there waiting for them, because Yes, there's not a lot of
There's
Tasmanian.
not a lot of them, and
Yes.
I said it wasn't in town. It was out at 2:00 in the morning.
Yeah.
So that's excellent.
Might have been good luck with someone going past, but anyway. Yeah, who knows? But either
Maybe.
way, yes, 8 minutes of not even having to call them. But so yes, I think that is. There's definitely that feature in the new Apple phones. So if someone had
They should put it in every phone, in every car.
that'll eventually.
It's probably too expensive.
No, not really. It'll eventually, like
Yeah.
all things,
Come
those
down.
sort of features trickle down into the lower models.
Very good. But I think
As time goes.
friend was also saying that in the Targa cars they have that on the dash. Same thing, constantly giving information back.
And
so
boats,
because
you can have
Targa has a habit of rolling and dying people.
Motorsport.
So, it's
motorsport's
dangerous.
Yeah. Horse riding's dangerous.
Yes.
People break their necks.
Yes, a ton of horse flesh
Yeah,
falls on
and
you.
horses, you bring the screens out. And
Yeah.
good night.
Oh. I've seen that at Melbourne Airport.
I've seen it everywhere. So yeah,
You know, there's a big problem when the screens come out.
Oh, Melbourne Airport for a human.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And that big long walk down to the
Yeah,
end. and
someone's just.
yeah, not
Is
happy.
this the big one? It's like,
Yeah.
yep.
It's like, oh god, there's screens. This is not good.
Yeah.
So, but anyway.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. Yeah, that's what they have. Packer whackers in all the hallways now. And yeah, but you see the screen. If you're paying attention, you'll see the screens, especially on those long corridors. At the beginning of the long corridor, there's always a screen.
Is that?
Yeah. They'll be packed away to the side. Yeah, so
I've never noticed.
I'll point it out next time we go. But yeah, you do see them. They're not bringing them out of back room. They're there.
Right there because it happens so often. Well,
So
again, lots of foot traffic.
each bigger arm of an airport, right
Will
at the
have a
beginning of the
screen.
arm, you'll see they'll be to the side, very, very
discreetly.
packaged.
Ah.
But yeah, they fold right up.
Okay.
So they sort of, they concertina out and,
I'll have a look.
they don't bring the vet with the shotgun over the shoulder.
No.
But,
That's from that show.
yeah, Scrubs. Don't think you'll make it. Oh no, I'm afraid it's a broken leg. No. But, yes, anyway, so yeah, that was sad. So that's local news. Apart from that, I don't think there's
No, I haven't read the news yet.
much else
Not
to
that
report.
I do, really.
This is not a Tasmanian bashing podcast. It just so happens that it's local news and the locals are, colourful.
Anywho. Alright, I might go and do some actual work.
Yes, so just a short. We're going to try and do the short one today, 17 minutes.
That's good.
Because I every 20 minutes have to go and unload a skid steer that a kid has filled up with
Rocks,
hopefully. So fingers crossed this one goes better than last one. Definitely a case of having an air and a spare, which case
Don't get me started on that
she's got
idiot.
she's got an air and 3 spares.
I was talking about Harry.
Yes, I understand that.
Yeah,
I do have a working forebrain.
good. Just checking.
But yes, one would have to, if one wanted to
I
comment.
am not reading
one,
that book.
Well, one would have to read it, otherwise
I
one
am
would
not
be
giving him a cent
an
for
ill-informed.
charity.
Steal it off Library Genesis.
Oh, true.
I'm
only a recent convert to that.
you
Forgot.
can. Yes, otherwise you'd be an ill-informed hypocrite, and you would have to.
Blah, blah, blah.
Blah, blah, blah. We at least know what you're talking about. But yeah, again, how many times you say, I hate him? Well, it's like, have you listened to it? No, I don't need to.
Rogan.
Yes,
Everyone,
yes,
always.
Yes, you actually.
He's excellent.
And a big softy and mostly a centrist, but a left-leaning centrist,
As opposed to...
As I was, I think I'm a right-leaning centrist now.
I'm getting more right-wing in my old age. But yes, he... Unlike most people, and I am very stubborn about this too, he admits when he's wrong every other day.
Yeah, and so do I. And you
and,
don't.
And that's what I said, I'm more stubborn, it takes me a little bit longer. But he, and he never, even now, well, even before, he would never make, just blasé an opinion about something. He'd always go, I don't really know much about that, I'll have to read some more about that, or I don't know who that is, or...
I think when they made like that hit video on him.
Oh, when they just smashed everything together.
Yeah, which I think that was...
Deep fake.
No, I don't think... Well, it wasn't a deep fake. It was just editing. But I think it was just from, 10 years of doing it, as what happened to me the other week in Twitter. Because they literally took 14 years of tweets and decided to pick on the ones where I've said bad speak.
Yeah,
and
there's
old
only
speak.
so many words, and then if you mush them all together, they're going to make interesting sentences.
So especially, as I said on there, given my undying love for Mel Brooks movies, quoting from the producers or Blazing Saddles enough, and and you put all that together and take it out of context, and you get cancelled. But again, that will go on Twitter in the coming months and years.
Once Elon sorts it out.
Once you get some AI that
People
can
hate
work
Elon
out
as
on
well.
that. Of course. Of course. It's all because again, as benevolent dictator billionaires go, he's fairly benevolent. So especially when it's pretty easy to see what his modus operandi. And this is reminding me we need to close these windows
For air.
for the air running across the front of the microphone. I'm on a diet and my brain doesn't work. So.
Alright. On that note, brain
that's
not
probably
working.
it. Brain not working. So
Good morning.
is that the title of this one? Brain not working.
Brain not working. Bioethics and brain not working.
Yeah. Bioethics not working. No, it's not. So yes, nothing particularly interesting to report in this podcast. Thrilling. Riveting. Goodbye. So, good luck in the forest, my children. Beware of wolves.